Just roll the damn clips. Let's go to Soldier Field. There's DJ Moore's first touch as a Chicago Bear, and he gone down the sideline right to Canton, Ohio, by way of Las Vegas for a Super Bowl championship. That's his first touch. That's why you trade the #1 overall pick. On this play, he had his 68 yards. I don't know what the hell it was. The Bears had 0 plays of 60 yards passing last year. 0 touchdowns of 60 or more. This one catch alone would have made him the 6th highest Bears receiving total last year.
60 yards?
68 yards or whatever it is. He'd be 6.
Wow.
And then now give me another one. Come on, Justin. Now go to the next, there it is. Khalil Herbert, again, this is not the same play. He's got 50 blockers out in front of him, and lightning strikes twice. The Chicago Bears turned into the greatest show on turf. Everyone was losing their minds about this because, it's the Bears. It's been sluggish. It's been slow. So there's 2 types of responses, 2 species of people out there that respond to this. One is, this is so fun, how refreshing. And then there's a preseason. Oh, nice air yards from field there.
3-yard passes.
There was a block in the back.
Yep.
It's against the Titans' backup. Blah, blah, blah. Shut up. Who cares? It was 2 long-ass touchdowns in Soldier Field. Justin Fields, Herbert, Moore. It was exciting. I know that it wasn't the NFC title game. I know it wasn't exactly the Titans' best play. Who cares? It's preseason week 1. We got some electricity. We got some juice. We got some offense. A lot of we coming for me. It's obnoxious. I was very excited for the Bears. Justin Fields, I think he threw 2 passes a total 6 feet, and they went 130 yards. But who cares? You know so much I keep saying, who cares? Who cares?
The straw man in that is non-existent. It's real. It's the same people that are doing that, saying, who cares? Are the same people that are like, he airmailed a 30-yard pass. If he had not...
I watched one person who tweeted, he was like, yeah, right, great job, preseason, blah, 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 blah. And then because I'm a fiend, I click on their profile and I scan down a little bit, and they're like, Jordan Love, incredible. Hold on a second. You can't tell me one and not the other. It's the only one. But I think the Bears offense, just fireworks display in Soldier Field. Really cool.
Peter, is there anything that makes you get up out of your chair like that?
No, that's the best. That's why we do this on a Monday morning in August. Preseason highlights, Kyle. Way to keep them rolling. Up, bro. I'm similar right now because I was watching on Saturday afternoon. The Jets are playing the Panthers, and we are all in on Rodgers, and there's so much about this Jets offense and what it's going to be. And then the Jets roll out the 78 Steelers on defense, and I think if there's anything we're not talking about, it's the defensive line depth with the New York Jets. And as much as we're talking Jets potential playoff team, I don't think we realized just how dominant the Jets defense could be if they all put it together. This was against the Carolina Panthers starters, against Bryce Young, and Bryce Young could not breathe in his NFL debut because the Jets defense was all over him. Talking Jermaine Johnson, who's got a new jersey number 11. He's a first-round pick last year, was all over the field. Will McDonald, Jamie, you highlighted him last week, the rookie at Iowa State, all over the field. These guys go 7 deep. Their defensive line was everywhere. Johnson and McDonald are first-round picks. They were flying off the edge. And in this, I'm not a Hard Knocks producer, but I think it was crafted pretty well as a Rodgers show. I don't think we got anything more than a few jokes about charcuterie boards from the defensive line. There's nothing funny about them. They are a unit, and I really was impressed with how they just ruined Bryce Young's NFL debut, and even if it wasn't the preseason.
I know later in the show we're going to focus on just the rookies in week 1, but I can't not watch the rookies in week 1 because it's like, to me, it's just high stakes, high stress. I'm so worried about how they're going to handle this debut. Like, you're either going to blow it out of the water or it's going to go really ridiculously poorly. I feel like there is no happy medium for a rookie because they don't know what is going on out there. So you go to the Eagles game, Eagles-Ravens. A lot of people are watching because the Ravens win all their preseason, blah, 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 blah. But Eagles defense, I'm out there, I'm watching. I'm like, oh, Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter. Like, let's look at these 2 first-round draft guys. And who did I end up just being so delighted by? But friend of the show, Sidney Brown, and undrafted free agent Eli Ricks out of Alabama. Eli Ricks had 9 total tackles to lead the Eagles defense. He was flying around the field. This is a pick 6. He had another pass tip that easily could have been a pick 6 later in the game. Again, you could totally take the glass half empty stance of this is against. He had that pick off of Anthony Brown. Who's in it? It doesn't matter.
Shut up.
Pick 6. And then Sidney Brown, Mike, coming out of nowhere. And if the next play is what I hope it is, he was just flying at people's ankles. He was an absolute menace out there. 9 total tackles. God, I just because the Brown twins, they came on the show. His brothers in Cincinnati. But these two, if this is what the Eagles are dealing with, are a third-round guy and an undrafted guy fighting to get on an Eagles defense that already has Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter, and Darius Slay, then my goodness, Sean Desai, you have stepped into a hell of a defense to lead.
It's the first snap of the game for Jalen Carter was.
Right.
We didn't even show that.
That's low-hanging fruit. I
know,
was like,
but hey,
Jalen Carter, yeah. No. Sidney Brown and Eli Ricks.
Get out of the way.
Yes.
I'm going to go to something that was truly remarkable in the preseason game. You asked who won it. Let's head to Buffalo and let's look at a guy getting his first game action since January 2nd. Damar Hamlin on the field in a game. Sean McDermott called it truly remarkable. This is him on a fourth down stop, sticking his nose in there, making a tackle. Damar Hamlin was asked after the game, what was it like? He just said it was fun. It was nice to be back out there. And I think for him, just playing football again, running around, look at that, making a tackle, no second thoughts. He said, once I lace up the cleats, once I step on the field, I am just playing. I'm not thinking about anything else. And to see him out there, you think about all the people that were involved from that night in Cincinnati, to everybody at the hospital, to the trainers, to Damar himself. After the game, he took his jersey and he gifted it to his mom because she has been his rock throughout his entire life. So as I'm watching preseason football, seeing Damar Hamlin out there was the best thing I saw all weekend. Him making tackles, making plays, was on kickoff, was on defense, played 24 snaps in the game, which is awesome to see.
I was everything he's taken on in life as well, like off the field.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine the immense buildup he had at that moment and just the cause that he is trying to take on with the American Heart Association and teaching people all over the country and the world, really. He represents so much at this point, yet all he wanted to do, and he said this time and time again, is go out and then execute the way that he did was so awesome.
And the nerves that had to lead up into that game of not being out there for so long. It's different when you're practicing. Now it's live tackling. We're going to hit people. People are hitting me. Safety.
Like, he's got to hit.
And he said McDermott came to him the night before and was like, you good? Like, are you ready? Like,
One last final, you good?
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm ready. I want to
Guys
play.
play so sick of you goods. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Even when you just have an injury, like you're constantly, the injury, he's like, I'm good.
I wanna play.
And then he stuck his nose in there. It's really cool.
I love it. Love
Listen, Bills, Jets, week 1. He may be out there and being good against Rodgers, and who the hell knows? It's great.
Right?
Anthony Richardson was on that field, pick 6. I mean,
Welcome.
beware of the hype. That's all I say. This is welcome.
2 blocks away, we're going to take a gander at Anthony Richardson.